Hello, hope you're good. This it's the Ninja Woodfire 8-in-1. I wanted to order their pizza oven and this is what it directed me to. 22 kilograms team lift needed, but I'm on my own other than strapping it to my dog. But in here is an electric smoker box with an absolute mountain of different cooking possibilities all along there. That's what it looks like. We're gonna do 4 different tests today. We'll have a little chat about it, concluding with a rather epic pizza off, comparing this with my awesome pizza oven. You do get a pizza stone, a pro heat tray, which I think is a flash name for a baking tray that goes quite high, a roasting rack, a couple of bags of flavored Woodfire chips, and of course the mighty pellet scoop. 8-in-1, yeah, so pizza, the main reason we're doing it today, max roast setting, a gourmet roast setting, whatever that is, top heat, so like a grill or a broil, bake, smoker, dehydrate, and keep warm. We're not gonna test all of those, probably 3 or 4, just to sort of see the ones that interest me the most. This isn't a sponsored video, so I can say what I like, but let's just have some fun with it. Oh, wow. Do not get the pizza stone wet. There it is. Look at that thing. I'm knackered just trying to get out of the box. Door designed with a safety mechanism, pull firmly to fully open. Film a music video in that. So you've got a heating element down below, a heating one at the top. What do they call this? The Pro Rack or something? I don't know. But this is the Pro Heat Tray. So it's a lipped baking tray that can hit up to 370°C, which actually is how hot this machine can get. I've actually got a warning, this tray will get incredibly hot. Make sure you have high heat resistant gloves to hand. I think I've got some of those. And that's pretty much it. It's quite simplistic in terms of, wow, that is a really firm door. We've got our flavoured wood chips as a wood-fired mode with a scoop with a pellet on the side. It's a lot like the other wood-fire one we had where you fill it up with chips and you can put natural wood flavour into anything. So we'll have plenty of time today to talk about it as we go through it, but I want to get started with the first one, which is a test of the max roast setting. Max heat for maximum char, flavours and textures for quick, elevated meals, enabling you to quickly caramelise and char smaller food. And they've got Cajun chicken tray bake recipe. Apparently it takes 15 minutes. We've got the warm mode, dehydrate, smoker. And when you have it on a smoker, it will naturally do the wood fire setting. Bake, so you can like bake a cake in it and stuff. Top heat, so like we're saying, like a grill. Gourmet roast, max roast, which is the 370. So that's pretty much what we're starting with. We're really pushing this thing. And then, of course, the pizza, which you can do like artisan, thin, New York, deep pan, etc. We'll come on to that much later. But with each of these, of course, you can change the temperature and the time and things. So it works. Goodbye. Hello outside. But will the plug reach? I think it will. We've got to go to max roast, but then take the temperature down to 315. Which is actually starting to preheat this whole thing. See? There we go. But the cool thing is it's just gonna sit on a setting that says add food. So once we've prepped all this, we can shove it straight in. So I'm nearly there, I just wanted to have everything ready. So oil and salt, pepper, and a good old chunk of Cajun seasoning, which of course with a Cajun chicken tray bake, you'd hope would be in there. So these are skin-on chicken thighs, all right? In here is 1 onion that's been diced and 2 peppers. That has a shimmy more oil, garlic powder, salt again, pepper, and some paprika. It does say to use chili powder, but I've got an absolute mountain of paprika in the house, so we stir that through. So that's bowl number 2, very colourful. So these are some sweet corn courbettes, vegetable oil again. It's quite consistent in some ways. Pepper. This is kind of like a nice tray bake introduction to this, but out of everything, it probably got the most steps today. And this is what I quite like about this, is actually adding some lime zest. I love it with like butter and lime on it. It's lovely. A bit of chili powder too. But our chicken is ready. Add food and press start. Skin side down. So after 3 minutes, we take the chicken out and get the other stuff in. Oh, smoky chicken. I'm scared, but I'm having fun. Yes. I will say my initial findings are like that tray is insanely hot, putting it back and forth. It's very frantic. I think though, to be fair, this is probably the most intensive in and out recipe out of all of them. So we turn the chicken over, we've got lovely colour on there. After 6 minutes, I go in there and shimmy around the peppers in the corn a little bit. I've got no doubt that that chicken is going to be cooked through now. That was insanely hot. Like I've got 2 sets of oven gloves on. Just giving it a little shimmy round. I'm back in for another 6. It smells insane. Phoebe just left for college and she came down here. She's like, what the heck are you cooking? It smells amazing. So it's like the smell is drifting into the house. Bye. Right, I think if there's any denying how hot it is, I've got my fire glove. This is actually quite a decent one inside the oven glove. I'm taking most of it there and just using this other side to stabilize it. I can't describe the smell. Like, it's insane. It's cooled down a lot, so it's not sizzling anymore. But that's an impressive start. I mean, look how floppy and blistered the peppers are, the charring on the sweet corn, and of course our chicken. Oh. I never want these things to fail, but I actually am really impressed by this already. It felt dangerous though. Getting it out of that tray was a little bit fiddly. I'm a bit worried about the pizza stone later, but I do have a peel to help me with that. Adding some fresh coriander, and which I'm really excited for is, oh my gosh, lime juice. I think I just exploded that. I don't know if I've got it on the lens. Just look at how blistered and caramelized the onions and peppers are. I bloomin' love it when it does that, that free flavor. And these sweet corn cobs, they look fantastic. That chicken is good. Wow. I know effectively it's like an outdoor oven, but how high that heat was, the darkened color on the chicken has actually given it like light barbecue vibes. I know I'm gonna love the peppers. I think this is going to be a good day. My only initial conclusion so far is that sort of pull-out appliance tray thing is a little bit fiddly. It's a little bit like jiggedy and like stiff when you're trying to move it in and out, which of course when you're having exceptionally hot food like those tray was, I really hope you heard that sizzle. It's quite worrying, but everything else so far seems pretty good. But we've got so much more food to cook. Oh. If you're new here, sometimes when I test big appliances like this, such as air fryers, microwave air fryers, in fact, most recently, I feel like a roast chicken is the benchmark to how good it is. And I don't think Ninja have helped themselves here. So this is for the gourmet roast setting. Longer cook time and automated 2-stage process creates crispy exteriors, so maybe a high heat at first, and juicy interiors for larger ingredients. Look at that. That looks like the most bland roast chicken I've ever seen. So we've not really got much of a high standard to hit. I'm going to follow the exact recipe on here. So it says a 1.6 kilo chicken, which I've got, oil, salt, and your desired seasoning. So I picked up some jerk seasoning. I thought I'd never used that before. A little bit more complex in terms of the steps to do it, but then we just kind of leave it to do its thing. This is the 2-stage thing. So for the first 5 minutes, we set it to 330C, which is hopefully sort of blister it and lock in that crispiness. We're not going to open it to find out, but then it says to push the right-hand dial to set stage 2 at 1 hour and a half, right down to 140C. So that's basically, I mean, that's literally what that is. Blasting it with high heat first of all, and then a slower cook to really get that cooked through. Keep it nice and juicy. So here's the chicken. Salt, pepper, oil, and some jerk on there. Let's go preheat it. So we're going to gourmet as a plane flies over. Oh my gosh, has it started already? 330C. So we push this and it changes to stage 2, 140 for 90 minutes. There we are. So if we press this, it's preheating stage 1, which by all accounts means with that preheating, hopefully we're on our way to Chicken Town again. See, that doesn't sound that great, does it? But I'm going to fully trust this. I'm going to press start now, and there it is. We've got our countdown of 330C, which I can confirm it's pretty much at that heat because it's blooming hot, for 5 minutes. And I'm going to go away and I might come back and it should automatically switch to stage 2, in which case our chicken's just going to cook for us. So I'm going to trust the process and completely leave it. So I don't need to be here for this bit, but I've caught the moment that it should change from stage 1, there we are, to stage 2. I'm not going to open the door, but that's had quite a suntan in there. All right, about 18 minutes left to go. The sizzling has reduced down, but there's a really nice smell. So just whilst this finishes off, I'm going to start to get recipe 3 ready. For our third recipe, we're going to test out the smoker function, which automatically puts on the Woodfire function. But remember, you can press that at any time. Those 2 recipes we've done already, you could actually press that and add them in. So we've got a chart here of loads of different things. We're going to go for some proper pulled pork. I think when we did the Woodfire before, we just did some ribs. We're going to really take our time with this one. There's a recipe here for a basic barbecue rub, which we'll put on our pork shoulder now. Paprika, pepper, garlic powder, salt, sugar. So that's the rub. And then like before, we've got the same different options of the pellets here. We've got an all-purpose blend with cherry, maple, and oak. or a more robust blend with hickory, cherry, maple and oak. So that sounds quite nice. So I'm just completely coating this pork shoulder in this flavoured sand. That smells wonderful. Right, let's see. I haven't even peeked at that chicken. Let's see what that's turned out like. Just to confirm, I have not peeked at this chicken. It could look really weird or could look pretty good. I'm hoping it will look good because we really did blast it first 5 minutes. Ooh, we've literally just done. The flies are loving this machine and the smells. Oh my gosh. That looks amazing. Like better than their picture. Look at that! All of that jerk seasoning like roasted on there. When you roast chicken and meats, it's great to let it rest anyway, so I'm gonna let it rest on a different tray so we can kick on with our slow cooked pork. So with our pork on the tray and our pellets ready, let's smoke for 4 hours. Oh, brilliant. And that IGN stands for ignition. Basically means our pet food looking wood pellets are going to kick in and start smoking. And once they have, we've still got 4 hours to kill, but there's things we can do. We've got some reviews we can look at and some dough to get ready, which is ultimately the whole reason I was doing this video. Now it's worth noting that Ninja actually do a more smaller, compact electric pizza oven that also air fries, proves and bakes too, but I didn't really like it because the temperature on it was no greater than what this one does. And I really feel like for that outdoor cooking thing, the smoker element, everything that comes with this, for an extremely similar price, and so far the recipes we've made, so much more value for money for that. Plus there's a non-Ninja brand one that does something very similar that can go even higher in temperature, so we'll look at that maybe in a follow-up video. But as for this 8-in-1 thing, let's have a look at some of the reviews. These are always quite interesting, especially as they're on their actual website. So out of 5 stars on the whole, from 312 reviews currently, 4.9 out of 5. And as it stands on there at the moment, there's only one 1-star review. Now, the last time I mentioned this on a previous Ninja video, someone mentioned that there used to be loads more 1-star ones on there, but they magically vanished. I ain't gonna say anything about that, but this is the thing, this is the only 1-star review on there at the moment from Matt. Easy to use and food is amazing, especially the pizzas. Still a novice with the roasting and smoking functions, but I am new to it still. A definite game changer, would highly recommend. So I don't know how this happens, this isn't the first time on there. Someone's put a 1-star when it should be a 5. And if we go the opposite end with the 5-star, we've got a whole bulk here, like Lynn from South Wales says, great piece of kit, pizzas are to die for, and smoked ribs we made were amazing. A. Chilton says, wow, we don't need to order a takeaway pizza ever again. And then G. Brown, no more takeaway. I bought this product in a hope to stop the wife with ordering takeaway pizza. It has certainly worked. The pizzas are amazing. Once you have mastered the timings, tastes like a restaurant pizza. So you can see people are really choosing generally to pay a teeny bit more for the multifunctionality, but primarily the pizza for this. But by digging a little bit deeper into the 3-star reviews, DMP82, great when it works. Great bit of kit, but now the buttons on the front don't work. Have to switch it on and off several times and several firm presses to get it to work. When it does work, it's amazing, but this really lets it down when it ain't a cheap product. And there's a random picture of it as well on there. Robert says, good oven, questionable support. I mean, it was heavy. Oven arrived dented, and mine did too. I know I tipped mine on the side there, but there are genuinely some dents in mine. Customer service informed, no reply. I bought this 2 months ago and absolutely loved it. However, the seal, on the inside of the door has started to fray and look tatty. Really disappointed with this aspect. So although the headline was there's no 1-stars, there are a few free ones. We have to dig in there. I mean, I've got to be honest, so far I'm impressed with it. Should we try the chicken? Let me just see. Oh my goodness, that is juicy. Oh, there's definitely something in that high heat blast driving the charring through that results in like this really sort of delicately smoky flavour even when we're not smoking it. Like the real benefit of the charring is coming through, but you're ending up again where that lower temperature is. Just like when you roast the joints anyway. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I think ours look better than the picture in their brochure. I don't think they really help themselves there. So with the pork still going away, gentle smoke and smell out there, not really much to show you. It's time to look at the pizza dough. So they actually have a batch of different ones there, but the artisan one stands out because it's got the 00 flour. Because apparently that's the one, I mean it's upside down, that's the one they're pushing hard on the front of the box. Authentic artisan pizzas, just like those reviews. And this is going to be absolutely fascinating because we are going to compare it to my pizza oven that does go well over 400 degrees. Depends how long we preheat it. We have to preheat both ovens. But again, look at that picture. It's not that great, is it? There was a bit of a debate actually on a recent video when I last used this flour, and someone said how it was actually just pre-sieved flour. There was nothing special about it. I found it quite fascinating reading actually, but yeah, the 00 flour. It's just telling me to add the fast action yeast directly into the flour and just chuck in the warm water straight away to get the yeast going. Sometimes you activate it separately. There's just so many different ways you can do this. Bit of salt, bring this together, flour down a bit. This dough is gonna have quite an experience. And we are on our way to finding out if those reviews are legit, because that picture didn't look good, but the chicken, I mean, maybe they just need a better photographer. So into a bowl. We've got to leave that in a warm space to rise for at least 90 minutes. The pulled pork's still got over 2 hours, so whilst that's doing its thing, I'm gonna have a little clean up and then go for a bike ride. I mean, isn't that quite good that I'm kind of putting enough trust in this appliance that I can leave it for 4 hours? I mean, it's quite a beastie thing. I mean, it's outside, so nothing's going to catch on fire too much, but that's kind of the trust that I've put in this, is that, well, I can go outside, get some fresh air, burn off maybe 2 calories and have extra pork. Sounds pretty good. Right, flies keep getting in my eyes. Still a full 2 hours to go. I've not opened it at all, but the pellets, as you can see, have all gone. Compared to the other one that we looked at, like the smoke, like was all coming out the back last time, this seems to be in there, which is kind of where you want it to be, right? Let's have a look. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh my word. Yeah, baby. All right. So that can go on there just to rest. So whilst that cools down, we need to start thinking about warming things up for an even playing field. I promise you will get some, mate. So anyhow, with the pizza, we have got this pizza stone, which will not look like this for very long. In fact, the good sign of a pizza stone is when it's been seasoned and well used. You know, all those times that you build up the base of your pizza oven or a pizza stone, you can buy these and shove them in your oven. It actually ends up adding more to your recipe. So we really need to be fair to this. When we use the pizza setting, there is a preheat mode, and this will sit directly in the slot that our tray has been doing for the rest of the day. But this ceramic thing, which I'm sure you could probably get from a garden centre, I didn't say that. Anyhow, for an even playing field, I need to preheat my main pizza oven. You see this? That is actually clean. I've just given it a good old brush. That is just a year of decent use. See, I've got it going now. At the moment, it's a chilly 47 degrees. So we need to give this as much time to preheat the entire area. Normally, if I'm using wood, it's a lot more to manage, so that's gas today. But I still get about 40 minutes to really warm through, whereas this machine only needs about 15 minutes. So it didn't come with a pizza peel, but luckily I have one, so it's a fairly good one. I'm just gonna flour it down and hopefully, this is the thing. I was reading in the manual, if you don't buy the pizza peel, Ninja suggests that you get a chopping board with some baking parchment on and just try and slide it off. It's going to be 370C. Get a peel. The cool thing is, like all the other stuff today that we've like preheated, once you've done the preheating thing, you can just press the start stop button when you're ready to add the food. So it can sat preheated for about 45 minutes if we want. I'm not going to do that. So we set it to pizza mode and it's automatically on artisan, 370C, as hot as it goes, 2.5 minutes. Stone goes in, preheating, 15 minutes to warm that up. Look how much that has risen, lovely jubbly. You've seen me make pizzas before. I think we'll do my pizza oven first actually to see what we've got to compete with. We'll get some good quality pizza sauce on there, mozzarella, pepperoni. The irony is this is gonna cook. Yeah, well this thing is still preheating, look at that. Yeah, it's about 420 degrees in there right now. AKA, you're going to need sun cream weather. Oh, some of my crust's come off. Oh my word. All right, we lost our crust. I can stick it back on. That is going to be hard to beat. I wouldn't call it artisan because it's not sourdough, but that is very nice indeed. Look at that lovely crust that you get on the base. It's absolutely gorgeous from building up all that use in the stone. So let me just... Oh gosh, that is crunchy. I love the oils from the pepperoni. Oh, look at that mozzarella, Paul. Look at that. Don't really need to do this. But that's what we're looking for. Lovely crispy base, a little floppy, airy in it, charred top, mozzarella completely melted, oils from the pepperoni, tomato sauce warm through. Let's see if the Ninja can do it. If we can make this pizza be as good as that, this Ninja, there's been one or two that we've looked at. Remember, we've done the creamy, the slushy, the puggy, not the puggy, but we've done a few different ones and some have impressed me and some have been a bit like meh. But I feel like for me, for this, all those reviews saying the pizza was good, it comes down to this. Here's the one for the Ninja, floured down the peel. The hardest thing is going to get it onto that stone. Oh wow, the stone's already got marks on it. I hate that I can't see what's going on. What it looks like is what it looks like. 2, 1. Wow. For a first go, that's pretty darn amazing. Gotta say, folks, I am impressed with this. All right, color-wise, maybe not as much of a deep charring as this one, but certainly a pass, and something that you could build on and learn. Nice, light, airy pockets, a lovely base. Nice and floppy as well, but look at that color, awesome. There's people that do like pizza reviews, I think they call that part like the undercarriage. Amazing undercarriage. Mmm. That is good. I don't know how to describe it, but it feels slightly chewier than the other one, but I can see it's completely cooked through. There's no sort of like raw spots. It's full of air. It's really nice. It does have a different flavor profile. Hang on. Our one from the pizza oven. Mmm. There is more of like a rich, like smoky depth to that one, but like I can't hate this. Like an outdoor oven, one of the recipes was actually chocolate smoked fudge brownies. You can do breads, you can do flatbreads, all other types of pizza. And what I liked about one of the reviews and what I feel about this is that it's actually something that you can, that's literally the first time I've ever done it. And if I had that in isolation, I would not complain at all. That is a good pizza. So I just chopped up the pork and it is shredding. I don't want to do it too much on here because I've not got my, well, the Gadget that I had of these, like the bear claws. Both times I've had things like that, I've given them away on Patreon. So I don't really want to slash Wolverine marks into my baking tray, but you really are getting these lovely thready pieces of the pork there. The great thing with smoking at such a low temperature like that, we could have just kept that going for hours if we wanted until we were ready to have it. I know someone that's ready to have it right now. What do you think? Yeah? Lick your tongue again? Okay, brilliant, that means you like it. So I would probably stir that through barbecue sauce, but you don't need to see that. What you probably want to see is actually right out there. The Ninja is outside, it's still red hot, otherwise I would have it in here with me now, just saying I'm really impressed by that machine. I think out of all the Ninja machines to date, my favorite one still, and I don't want to review every single one. Remember, this isn't sponsored. I want to try and do other brands as well. You guys keep sending me random ones, so keep doing that, please. My favorite one is still probably the Creamy, the ice cream maker, because that was just incredible. And I think if there was a leaderboard, this would go into second place. I love how multi-purpose it was. Everything we've done has turned out incredibly well. I've not even had to really check it. I've just trusted the process. And like with those pizzas, like people have said, if, like you can tweak it and really nail it. Like that was literally waiting the 2.5 minutes and doing its thing. I feel like it's been such a long day, but it was worthwhile carrying that really heavy box earlier. What an adventure. I'd love to know if you've got one, what your thoughts are on how you cook things in it. The smoked chocolate brownies did sound good. I hope you found this video useful. Well, hopefully you did because you're still here, and maybe consider checking out that there's like hundreds more videos on the channel if you fancy a little marathon right now. I am going to go have a dog walk and maybe a glass of water because I've had a bit of a meat feast today. Nice one, guys. See you later. That was impressive. Like, all the effort of going from my pizza oven versus just shoving that in there for 2.5 minutes. You're heating a smaller area. Okay, yeah, it's probably quite a blast on my electricity bill today. Thank goodness solar panels have been working. Stuart Ashton told me to get solar panels, and it generally has been one of the best things I've ever got in my life.